Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to Q&A Saturday. Q&A Saturday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I answer your questions about a variety of subjects, usually focused on the next big update for Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation. We're currently calling that next big update Title Update 31, and all of the questions about that update do come from the comment section of last week's Q&A. So if you want to ask any for next week, leave them in the comments down below, and while you're down there, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me want to see more stuff like this. Anyway, let's get straight into the first question, shall we? Which comes in from Axel's Mayo, and I have to be curious, is that like mayonnaise made on, car axles, or is that like, axles covered in mayonnaise? You have to ask which one it is, but either way, they ask, basically in response to my, comment about how, really, if you want to have new biomes in your existing world, you have to leave a lot of it ungenerated. He asks if there's a jungle in his world that he hasn't been to, but he's been around the jungle, will it still generate, or will much generate? And the answer to this one is, unfortunately, probably not, unless the jungle is really, really big, because, basically, when you're in any single chunk, you generate the next 10 chunks in every direction, which, doesn't sound like too much, but that's 160 blocks out of 800 blocks in your world. So you basically can see a fifth of the world at any one time, or to make that a lot easier to kind of understand, here is a diagram I drew in MS Paint. It's nice, isn't it? But yeah, I drew this diagram. If that black box is the map, and you are the tiny little orange dot you might see in the center of that red square, the red square is how much of the world generates, and as soon as it's generated once, it can't be generated again. So if you want to get new biomes, you have to be really careful to just avoid entire sections of your world, and even then, not as much of it will generate as a new biome as you might hope, but that's kind of just what you got to be ready for here. So yeah, you might just have to generate a new world or expand to the Xbox One. Honestly, to PS4, sorry. I honestly think that, at some point it's worth starting a new world, because this is going to be the last time for a very long time they'll add new biomes. So, just find a world with lots of the new biomes, and you'll probably be just as good off. Or, you can always expand, or just wait till you do expand. Do you need biomes right now? I know there's some new blocks there, but a lot of the new features, like slime blocks, like armor stands, don't require that. So yeah, hopefully I helped you out, whether with understanding or with knowing what to do, and isn't that diagram lovely? But yeah, let's move on to the next question here, which comes in from Christian Larson, who asks, Toycat, what's the first thing you're going to do with the 1.7 and 1.8 update? So what I used to do when updates came out, because I was always be like, oh, this is a surprise, is I'd, just play around Creative for a little bit and see all the new stuff. But what I'm going to do this time with the 1.7 and 1.8 update is, first of all, upload a video, let you all know that it's out and you should download it, because, there's always these big hoaxes of like, oh, the update's out, people just like to confuse people. I'll let people know the video, I'll show it off and be like, yeah, this is happening. I might even do like a features video, show off a few things at first, but the first thing I'm going to do after that is I'm going to start playing the tutorial world. You might think, Toycat, you don't need a tutorial, you've been playing Minecraft for several years now, but the thing is, the tutorial world changes for every big update, and I want to see what's in there, because I imagine, they're going to make some big changes here, because it seems as though the bigger the update, the bigger the changes to make the tutorial world. And last time they added this cool, like, little secret Easter egg. It was a stamp Easter egg, but still, they just have, Easter eggs in the tutorial, and I want to see what they do this time. So I'll probably be live streaming that too, and it should be pretty cool. So yeah, as soon as Title Update 31 or 1.7 1.8 comes out, I will be live streaming it, and I'll make a video and let people know. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Let's move on to the next one, which comes in from Pete Garcia, and following on from the very important breakfast talk subject, they ask hashtag Q&A, cereal or milk first? So, in answer to your question, cereal, milk first, I think this has got to be pretty obvious, because I tried it both ways. It's like, whenever there's, like when it comes to squash, where you got like squash and water, I always try these things like one way and the other, but I think when it comes to milk and cereal, you've got to go cereal first, because if you put the, the thing about the cereal is it kind of floats in the milk, but if you put the milk in first and then put the cereal in, it just all stays at the top, and that's not very good at all. So cereal or milk first, this is one of those where it's not even preference, cereal is just the right answer. So I'll move on to the next question, which comes in from AJ Bennett, who asks, I spent plenty of time thinking of this original question, but Toycat, do you think the leaderboards in Minecraft will be updated to add new blocks, plus mobs, plus wood? Toycat, do you like dogs? So I'll ask the second question first of all, easily. Toycat, do you like dogs? I think dogs are pretty swell. I like cats a little bit more, but I like dogs too. And do you think they'll update the leaderboards? So the thing about the leaderboards is, when they first, they're basically the same as when the game first came out. They updated them once with the TU3 update, so 27 updates ago now, and they haven't updated them since. And I imagine it's because most people just don't care about the leaderboards. I care about the leaderboards, and maybe you check them every now and then, but the truth is, like, if they add the Guardian to it, is it that big a deal? If they add, all these blocks to it, is it that big a deal? And, you gotta bear in mind, like, can they even take all these new blocks? And yeah, it's development time that I think most people would rather they didn't spend, and I think they'll just stay the same until there's really a massive change in Minecraft where dirt isn't important. But yeah, I don't think they'll change for the next few years at the very least. So that's the answer to your question. I don't think they will change. And let's move on to the next one, which comes in from Berserker, who asks hashtag Q&A. Do you think Minecraft will ever die out? Brackets. I hope not. So I don't think Minecraft is dying out anytime soon. A lot of games have their time in the spotlight and then they kind of fade away. I think Minecraft might eventually have that, but it's never going to be at the situation where it's like no updates. I think even in 5 years, which is a big amount of time that no game really lasts, I think Minecraft's going to stand the test of time because it is being frequently updated. It has all these cool things, and they're selling so many copies that they can afford to develop it. And yeah, that's kind of nice like that. So yeah, with regards to Minecraft ever dying out, I think it will, but I think it'll be a long time for now, and I don't think it's something we really have to worry about too much. So yeah, that's the answer to your question. Yeah, every game has a lifespan. Imagine, like if people are still playing Pac-Man. I guess people are still playing Pac-Man, man. But, imagine if people were still playing, some old game from the 90s that's like, just let it die. And maybe Minecraft will just stay updated to a way. But I think, 15 years from now, people won't be playing Minecraft as much. So, next question comes in from Declan Dobra, who asks, do you think Undead horses will come out in the next big update? PS, love your videos and keep it up. Thank you very much. I'll try my hardest to keep it up. So, the question is, do you think Undead horses will come in the next update? So, zombie horses won't be, but skeleton horses actually will be coming in the update after next for the PC. So, this is something I don't think everyone knows, but in the 1.9 snapshots, there's this kind of rare encounter you can get with a skeleton trap horse, where basically, lightning hits a horse, and it spawns into a skeleton horse with a skeleton rider. It's a really cool little event, and basically means the skeleton horse is going to be obtainable in survival, which I think is pretty awesome. So yeah, the skeleton horse will be coming, but not the zombie horse. So next question comes in from Reindeer Games 27, who asks, what do you think people are going to look for in a seed when the next big update comes out? So in my opinion, the seed everyone wants is a seed with like, let's say a mesa biome at spawn, or an ice spikes biome at spawn, and then a bunch of new biomes around it. So that way it's a brand new world. That's what I'm going to be looking for my Seed Sunday series, because, I want to get a seed going on there. And, yeah, I think besides that, the only things people might want is an ocean monument somewhere near spawn, because they're going to be pretty rare, I imagine. And, yeah, what will people be looking for? Ocean monuments and new biomes. I think they're going to be top 2 of the list by far. So, yeah, the next question comes in from Giovanni Recamia. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but they ask, hashtag Q&A. Good morning, how was your day? Good, okay. If you could add any feature to Minecraft, what would it be and why? You are the best. Thank you very much. And how is my day? It is good. Yes, so if I could add any feature to Minecraft, what would it be? And this is one I think you need the answer to before you ask the question. But, of course, it's going to be llamas. So think about llamas, right? So they're a rare version of the horse, only found in extreme hills, man. They're at the very top of the mountains, kind of like how you find them normally. And you tame one, and then once you start riding it, you give it a saddle. Then you can ride it around, and it's a horse, but it goes slightly slower than a horse, but it can spit at enemies and it stuns them for a few seconds. Boom. Brilliant idea right there. Llamas in Minecraft. Make it happen, 4J. So next question here comes in from Noah P, who asks a very important question. Again, we're getting very important questions here. Hey, Toycat, what is your favorite type of jelly? So my favorite type of jelly, because I've tried a great many types of jelly, as I mentioned in my Let's Play episode, which is this is a reference to the Let's Play series, if you're wondering. But what is my favorite type of jelly? It's gotta be the raspberry jelly with actual raspberries in it, because I don't know what it is about like raspberries, but I can't really eat them normally. But if they're in jelly, like you just can't taste them. They're kind of encoded in it, and yeah, it makes a really tasty jelly. So that's my favorite type of jelly. Glad I could answer your very important question. And let's move on to the next one, which comes in from Sean Ballaran, who asks, hashtag Q&A, what has been your favorite place to visit, and what's your least favorite addition to Minecraft? So my favorite place to visit, this is a really hard one, but I think it might be Denmark. There's something about Danish culture that I'm really down with, and I think I'd like to go to Copenhagen again. There's so many, like, they keep on like telling me that like, oh, you can just pay like $9.99 and get a return flight there. It's like, that's so cheap. I should just go. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It costs less than £10 or less than $14 to go from where I live to Denmark. That's my local airport too. So anyway, that's my favorite place to visit so far. I think I'd like to go there again. So I'd like to go to a lot of places again, but that's that. Or maybe Dublin actually. Let's speed on to the next part of the question. What's your least favorite addition to Minecraft? This is a really hard one because most things in Minecraft only add to the game, they don't really remove anything, but I think as far as my least favourite addition would go, it'd have to be the item frame, because the item frame can be used for some cool stuff, and you know, I made my cool video on what you can do with it, but I think the downside is the item frame is too strong. If you're wondering, on the PC, it has this big lag issue, and they kind of, because they just took the code, they imported that. I wish they hadn't put the item frames on, or they'd fix that first. So that's my least favourite addition, because it's the only thing which really removes from the game. If you ever been in someone's world and it's just laggy as hell, it's probably item frames that are causing it, and it's just like, I wish there was like a no item frames box I could tick. Anyway, yeah, that's the answer to that one. Let's move on to the last question here, which comes in from Super Hiver, who asks, #Q&A, why do you keep diamonds in your inventory? So this is on my Let's Play, because the background gameplay I usually use comes from that, and yeah, I just have a stack of diamonds in the inventory, and it's just because it makes me feel really rich whenever I have my inventory and check it, because I have like a stack on each side of my world now, and it's like, yeah, I got a lot of diamonds, so I keep the stack of them there, because it makes me feel rich, and if that's not a good enough reason, I don't know what is. Anyway, I hope you did all enjoy Q&A Saturday this week. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Besides that, I'd very much recommend you check out my Twitter at IBXToyCat. That's where I sometimes take questions. And also, check out the Let's Play series if you don't already. I've been enjoying what we've been doing there. I want to get a Let's Play week going at some point, but I'm still trying to encourage people to check out the Let's Plays. So on every single Monday, you can check one of those out, and it's a pretty fun time. And also, finally, last thing I want to promote here, because I always forget to say these things, is go check out youtube.com/IBX2Cat. That's my second channel. That's where I upload other games, because some people are always like, oh, Toycat, you should upload other games. I've got a Fallout 4 Let's Play going on the second channel that's on like 16 parts now, or not 16 parts, like 14 parts. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, I'd very much recommend you go do it over there. That's like 7 hours of Fallout if you care about your Fallout. If you don't care, if you just care about the Minecraft, you can stay subscribed to it and it won't affect you. I think that's the best way to get this thing done. And besides that, I hope you did all enjoy the video. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.